Something just happened that no one saw coming, and it's sending shockwaves through the entire fanbase. A decision so bold, so unexpected, it's left everyone asking what's really going on behind the scenes. Just when things were heating up, a sudden move from the top has flipped all expectations on their head. Is this the beginning of a bigger problem? Or a genius strategy that'll silence the doubters? Either way, fans are in disbelief, and this twist could change everything we thought we knew about this season. If you think you've heard it all, think again. This is the moment everyone will be talking about. Don't blink, because the truth is more unbelievable than the rumors. There's never a dull moment with the Los Angeles Dodgers, and the 2025 season has been no exception. For a team built on star power, elite scouting, and championship-level expectations, this year has been a roller coaster of setbacks, roster shuffling, and resilience. Injuries have taken a heavy toll, yet the Dodgers continue to push forward with calculated moves and long-term planning. As the team hits the midpoint of the season and the trade deadline looms on the horizon, there's plenty to unpack. From new signings and frustrating injuries to strategic non-moves and the ever-present question of Shohei Ohtani's status, the Dodgers' 2025 campaign has become a masterclass in navigating chaos. Let's start with the most recent headline that's been turning heads. The Dodgers have officially signed a former Detroit Tigers pitcher, a move that might have flown under the radar for casual fans but could be much more important than it seems on the surface. What makes this move especially interesting is that this pitcher was originally drafted by the Dodgers back in 2015 but chose not to sign at the time. Fast forward a decade, and now he's returned to the organization, likely as part of a patchwork solution to the Dodgers' injury-ridden pitching staff. Now, this kind of full-circle moment isn't unheard of in baseball, but it does highlight the Dodgers' current predicament. They're not just searching for high-upside arms at the trade deadline or in their farm system. They're actively dipping into the pool of once familiar faces, hoping a reunion can pay off. With 15 pitchers now on the injured list this season, yes, 15, the Dodgers are scraping together every bit of pitching depth they can find. Signing a pitcher who knows the organization, understands the culture, and has MLB experience, even if it's been rocky at times, just makes sense. And let's talk about that injury list, because it's starting to feel like the entire Dodgers pitching staff is spending more time with trainers than on the mound. The latest name added to the ever-growing list is right-handed reliever Luis Garque, who's been placed on the IL with a right adductor strain. The move is retroactive to May 29, and while Garque may not be a household name, his absence matters. He was one of the more stable options in the bullpen, a unit that's been stretched incredibly thin all season. Luis Garque's injury marks yet another frustrating setback for a team that came into 2025 with legitimate World Series aspirations. You look around the clubhouse, and it's not hard to see why expectations were sky high. Between the splashy off-season additions, the star-studded rotation, and the presence of arguably the game's biggest superstar in Shohei Ohtani, this team was built to win now. But as we all know, baseball has a way of humbling even the most stacked rosters. Which brings us to Ohtani, because no conversation about the Dodgers is complete without addressing the most intriguing two-way player the sport has ever seen. Dodgers manager Dave Roberts recently confirmed what many fans were hoping wouldn't be true: Ohtani will not return to the mound before the All-Star break. Despite throwing some live sessions and progressing steadily in his rehab, the team is taking a conservative approach. They want to protect his long-term value, not just squeeze a few extra starts out of him before July. It's a tough pill to swallow, especially for fans who were excited to see the full Ohtani experience, dominant pitching performances and jaw-dropping home runs in the same week. But the decision makes sense. Rushing Ohtani back could jeopardize his long-term health, and the Dodgers simply can't afford to play that kind of short-term game. For now, he'll continue to contribute as a designated hitter, and he's still one of the most feared bats in the lineup. Insiders say the plan is to bring him back to the mound in August if everything goes according to plan. And honestly, that might be the biggest variable in how the second half of this season plays out. If Ohtani returns as a pitcher and looks anything close to what he's capable of, the Dodgers' rotation instantly transforms. Suddenly, the urgency to acquire another high-end starter at the deadline drops, and the focus can shift to reinforcing other areas of the roster. But that's a big if. August is still 2 months away, and there's no guarantee Ohtani will be fully ready or that he'll stay healthy once he's back. While Ohtani's absence looms large, he's not the only pitcher the Dodgers are counting on to return and make an impact. Veteran arms like Blake Snell and Tyler Glasnow are also expected back in the second half. And when you step back and look at it, that's a potentially terrifying trio to face in a postseason series. If all three are healthy and firing on all cylinders by October, this team can still live up to its championship billing. But again, that's a lot of ifs. And as we've seen already this season, nothing is guaranteed when it comes to pitcher health. Now let's shift gears to the trade deadline, which is quickly approaching and shaping up to be one of the most pivotal in recent Dodgers history. One of the names that's been floated around in trade rumors is rookie catcher Dalton Rushing. But according to MLB insider Ken Rosenthal, fans can probably take Rushing's name off the trade block at least for now. The Dodgers reportedly view him as a long-term piece of their core and are unlikely to move him at the deadline. They've built a strong farm system, they've maintained financial flexibility, and they're not going to blow that up unless the return is absolutely worth it. From a fan perspective, this season has been frustrating but far from hopeless. The Dodgers are still in the playoff mix. They've managed to tread water despite being without some of their biggest stars. And with a little bit of luck, the second half could see this team firing on all cylinders. If Ohtani comes back and pitches like we know he can, if Glasnow and Snell provide stability, and if the bullpen gets just a little healthier, this team is going to be a serious threat in October. In the meantime, the Dodgers are asking for patience. They're navigating one of the most challenging stretches of the season with a strategic mindset. They're not making rash moves. They're not tearing down the roster or giving up on 2025. Instead, they're trying to thread the needle, stay competitive now, while building something sustainable for the future. It's a delicate balance. But if any team has the front office acumen, player development system, and financial muscle to pull it off, it's the Los Angeles Dodgers. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of our latest updates. Drop a comment below and let us know what you think. Should the Dodgers make a big trade, or stay the course and wait for their stars to return? And of course, share this video with your fellow fans to keep the conversation going. We've got plenty more coverage coming your way, so stay tuned and we'll catch you in the next one.